gamers of Reddit, what is your favorite location in any video game? The cave behind the waterfall and literally any game where I've found one. Not the most mind-blowing with current technology, but my fondest memories of a location are still the Imperial Library in Oblivion. Doing that final Thieves Guild quest. It was beautiful and perfect, and I just sat there for a while soaking in, not just the scenery, but the moment. I agree I was thinking of this myself, but couldn't remember where the library was to steal the Elder Scroll. It was a great quest and a great game. I actually prefer Oblivion to Skyrim. The original Halo ring. It was easily the setting that first gave me a real idea of what video game were capable of in the early 2000s. The setting obviously looks dated now, but it felt huge, varied, and expansive at the time. Looking at the ring then following it as it curves up and above me, holy fudge, that feeling was amazing. Realizing that there were locations in the ring with cold climates, swamps, deserts, jungles, it just made me feel like I'm part of something huge as the Master Chief. It's the reason why I even bought a 360 and an Xbox One. In Oblivion there is a tranquil lake surrounded by all these colorful flowers near a tall guard tower. During my parents' divorce and lots of muffled shouting from the other room, I would always fast travel and walk to this location and just soak it in along with the peaceful music and beautiful flowers under an orange colored sky. I know it's a bit cringy, but it was my reprieve. If it's the same place I'm thinking of, it's outside Skingrid. I'm gonna have a nostalgia play in Oblivion tonight. Not actually in Oblivion. Inside the clock tower on the Jorah's Mask. I love the music. Burning Crusade Nagrand. Up north by the waterfalls on one of the floating islands. For me the music and moving colors, N64 version, of the Astral Observatory always put me at ease in an anxiety-inducing game. Mario Sunshine's Delfino Plaza. Bright and colorful, fun to explore, and just generally comforting. It's like I'm on vacation. I mean, isn't the whole plot that they originally were actually going on vacation before the Shadow Mario saga started happening? Question mark? And all under Dark Souls. Firelink Shrine gives me a feeling that's very hard to describe though. It just feels like the most peaceful place in the world when you come back there. Kiln of the First Flame is really great also. Everything from the music to how almost everything is ash. And like 6 Black Knights ready to be farmed and finished with the boss fight of Gwyn. You know, reading this made me realize just how many places I've been in video games. I'm not sure I can answer this fully honestly. One thing that always stands out as a huge part of the ambience is the music. So that has a huge impact on how much I enjoy a place. The one that stands out in my mind right now is the Forgotten City in FF7. The forlorn music, combined with the exploration of the almost alien architecture and the purpose for being there, as well as what occurs there. I'm sure there are others that compete with it, I just haven't thought of yet, but that place still haunts me. Grove Street. Home. GTA SA had such a great map. Every city had its own identity and climate. Ganton, the Panopticon, Hashbury, Mount Chiliad, Glen Park, Idlewood. Damn, I want to go back. I thoroughly enjoyed the rural areas as well. Just dirt biking through the woods, or even taking a chopper and heading out to the highway listening to White Wedding. The landing zone from Metroid Prime. That calming music, the gentle rain, and the full heal/full missiles given freely by the ship made it feel like the only safe place on Talon. Findrana Drifts. The music there was amazing. I remember it to this day and haven't even touched the game in a decade. So relaxing. Come to think of it, that whole damn game was quite amazing. Right? Not only did it gracefully transition from 2D to 3D, but it succeeded yet again in the move to motion controls. Plus the little details, like rain/snow/blood on the visor and proper effect occlusion. And you've got a solid game. Stardew Valley from Stardew Valley. The music in Stardew Valley is so relaxing. I listen to the OST at work. I just listen to it as an escape. The same way I play the game. And the basis of the game. Autumn Plains in Spyro 2 Riptus Rage/Gateway to Glimmer. The ethereal music and the scenery around the castle grounds was really peaceful. I'm apprehensive about how they will remodel this one home world. I don't know why. It just holds a special place in my heart. This was my answer. 2. I would find a nice place to park Spiro and just sit and watch the scenery sometimes. In the tower in Dying Light. Outside too scary. The tower. So comforting. There are those amazing games like Dying Light, where you have safe zones that make you feel that special type of relief and safety. Actually, I think DL did it best. I so much can't wait for Dying Light 2. Looks raw as fuck. Blackreach in Skyrim. I love Blackreach because Skyrim was my first Elder Scrolls game, and I had no clue that stuff like this existed. Here I'm wandering around these pretty sweet ruins finding cool treasure, and then suddenly WTF giant glowy underground world. It really highlights how huge Skyrim really is, that something enormous like that can be just hidden away. What made it awesome for me is that it's virtually inaccessible unless you progress with the main quest. Also, the high elf alchemist from Oblivion that you bring Nirnroot to is a skeleton on the floor. Skellige, Witcher 3. Duchy of Toussaint was my favorite place in the game. Beautiful scenery and interesting characters. Oh my god. When I first rode into Toussaint I didn't quest for hours. I just rode around and looked at everything. I honestly felt like a kid going to Disney World for the first time. Destiny 1. The Dreadnought. That tunnel connecting the mausoleum to the Court of Oryx. It has pretty blue floating lights like lightning bugs floating gently by the ceiling. Honestly, all the places in Destiny 1 fucking nailed the skyboxes and scenery everywhere. The Cosmodrome and Ishtar are my 2 favorite places ever. For me, my favorite location is anywhere undiscovered in a game. Stepping out of Helgen. Your feet hitting the ground off the plateau in Breath of the Wild for the first time. It's something you only experience once, but it's an experience that you never forget. I remember leaving that cave in Breath of the Wild and immediately walking right off the edge of the cliff right there and dying less than a minute into the game. The Divide in Fallout New Vegas, Lonesome Road and Zion Canyon from Honest Hearts. Zion was great, and you found out more about the Legion history. The tapes you find about the people hiding there after the bombs fell and trying to hide from the Fallout cloud. It was really depressing reading their stories. Megaton in Fallout 3. I don't know what it is about it, but it just feels so homey and cozy. The second Normandy in Mass Effect 2. Sometimes, I just fire up the game, just chill in my captain's quarters, and listen to the hum of the ship while working on something else at my desk. Awkward. I typically nooked your favorite location every playthrough. Got a nice suite in Tenpenny Tower for it too. Uncharted 4. When you find Ava's Pirate City. So stunning. I just stood there for 5 minutes trying to gather myself. Surprised I had to scroll down so far to see the Uncharted series mentioned. I was deployed in a desert the first time I experienced the first Uncharted game. Months of flat desert may have heightened the experience for me, but I remember stopping on top of one of the Spanish forts and looking out over the bay and just enjoying the view. The sound of the birds chirping and the waves crashing on the beach. It was a small vacation in my head. Every day off, I'd run to the rec center and check out the same PS3 and hope no one deleted my save game so I could continue the experience. Subnautica. You go near the Reaper in the red kelp, down the massive chasm with all the blood kelp, and keep traversing the caves. After what feels like an eternity you may stumble across this small room with a tree in the middle and jelly rays swimming around near it. The room has a nice comforting purple glow in it, and amidst all this spooky stuff you were seeing it felt really safe in there. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.